Hey guys, if you're tuning in, sorry, I'm losing my voice from teaching. My name is Liz Barnett. I'm a fitness and food coach based in New York City and Northern New Jersey. Welcome if you're just joining. So if you're not familiar, the Take 5 Challenge is a Monday to Friday challenge that I'm doing throughout the month of December. 5 minutes a day, Monday to Friday. So even if you don't have time to work out outside of this, just taking this 5 minutes to yourself just to kind of sweat, stretch, strengthen, whatever it is that you're focusing on, over time is going to add up to big results. So I know a lot of you guys are really busy, as am I. So just try to take a few minutes a day, even if you can't have a formal workout, again, to focus on yourself. So this week I'm incorporating the foam roller. If you're unfamiliar, that's a foam roller. You don't need to use one. This is a full length one. I've been using a half size one as well. What I thought I'd focus on today is for those of you who have lower back pain. A lot of my clients mention that they have lower back pain. And in fact, when I was a fitness manager at Equinox, which is a luxury gym chain, I sat at a desk all day, which is not what I do normally. And I found that I had back pain too. So I totally get it. You're stuck at a desk, kind of hunched over a computer. Basically what happens is your hip flexors get really tight, your upper back gets sort of rounded, and you get all out of sorts, and that can contribute or lead to back pain. So we're going to be doing a few exercises that stretch the front of the body and strengthen the back of the body, and I'll show you how to do them with or without the foam roller. So if you're just tuning in, again, my name's Liz. I'm a fitness coach in New York, and I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice from teaching so much this week. So I'll keep this short and sweet. 5 minutes, we're gonna do 5 different movements, and I'll show you how to do them with and without the roller, all right? So let me just set this up. I'm not gonna be able to see your comments, so if you comment from now on when I'm moving around, I won't be able to see. So hold on one sec. All right, here we are. So we're at Uplift Studios here in New York City. It's one of the boutique studios I teach classes at. And here's my foam roller. So the first thing we're gonna do is just a little cobra stretch. So you can't see the bottom half of my body, but my toes are pointed, my legs are long. You're gonna bring your hands next to your sides, and you're gonna keep your face looking at the floor. And you can bring your chin to your chest, your head all the way down, and you're gonna use your hands and your upper back to just kind of lift up a couple of inches and lower it back down. You wanna make sure you're keeping your elbows tight to your sides, and you can press up a little and then lower back down. Maybe try to take your hands off the floor and just use the strength in your upper back, squeezing your shoulder blades together to do that. So to add on, and again, you can't see my legs, but you can try the arms and the legs at the same time, lifting up and then lowering back down. When you get really good at this, there's an exercise called a Superman or a Superwoman, and you extend your arms out in front, lift all the way up, and then back down. So again, this exercise helps strengthen the muscles in the upper back. It also helps, by default, stretch out the front, since those are the two opposing sides. I'm going to show you my favorite way to incorporate the foam roller into making this a little bit more challenging and effective. So you can take a foam roller out in front, underneath your forearms, with your palms facing in. And what you're going to do here is, as you lift your upper back up, you're going to push and then pull that roller in. So this would be called a swan in Pilates, actually. The nice extra bonus here is you're going to get some self-myofascial release along your forearms, which tend to get really tight when you're typing at the computer all day long. So you can lift all the way up, and that's just giving you a little bit of support here. So you only want to lift up to a place that feels challenging but comfortable, so you don't want to feel compression in your lower back in a negative way. It's going to feel compression because that's what's happening, but you want to try to release your butt a little bit, and again, use your upper back here to help you. Just do a few more here. Good, and then after an extension, I always like to take a child's pose. So you can sit your hips all the way back to your heels. And again, you can keep your arms on the foam roller and let your head and chest fall between your shoulders. That's gonna give you a nice chest stretch here. All right, so that's one option. Another strengthener is a quadruped bird dog. So you can come onto hands and knees. Make sure your hands are separated, fingertips wide. I'm just gonna move a little bit forward and knees under your hips. So you want your back flat. You don't want your shoulders to pop up your ears or puff out your back. There is a stretch called cat-cow, which you can do in between. We're gonna look up and round. So this is a nice way to get some mobility in your back. And then you're gonna find center. You're gonna extend one leg straight back, flex your foot, opposite arm in front. So you can just try to reach and hold, and then maybe bring your elbow to your knee underneath you. And I would shoot to do this maybe 10, 15 times on one side, and 10 or 15 times on the other side. And again, in between, you can take that child's pose. So this is gonna help strengthen the back and your hips. Another option that we can do here is when you reach out, take your arm and leg out to the side, back to center, and then back down. So that's gonna help the lateral portion of the shoulders and the hips here. So if you really want to take it up a notch, and I'm going to move so you can see my knees, flex your feet really hard, lift your knees up, stretch one leg back, bring it back in. Stretch the other leg back, bring it back in. See if you can do opposite arm and leg there for a challenge. So that's only if you've been doing it for a while. So that's a floating bird dog. Okay, enough of those comments there. So again, if you want to use the foam roller to kind of help strengthen your back, another option that we're going to do is first to make sure we foam roll the fronts of our thighs. So starting with the roller under the tops of the thighs, and obviously if you don't have a roller you can't do this, but anytime you foam roll, you want to think, or at least the fronts of your thighs, you want to think about being in a plank position. So you're not going to let your back collapse down. You're going to be really strong here as you roll the fronts of the legs. So if you have any back pain or back issues, I highly recommend trying foam rolling a few specific areas. Fronts of the legs, especially the hips, foam rolling the upper back and the glutes. So let's just go through that really quickly. This is specifically if you have a foam roller. If you don't, obviously you're not going to be able to do this. And I'm sorry, I can't see your comment. Stretch upper back, please. Great. Okay, so I'll go to that right now. So first, using the foam roller. If you have lower back issues, foam roll your glutes, foam roll your thighs that I just showed you. What you would do is come to a figure 4 position here. Just kind of roll around on the meaty part of your butt. Upper back. Okay, you can use a roller or a pillow. You don't actually need a roller for this. You never really want to actually foam roll your lower back because there's not a lot protecting those organs, so you don't want to actually come onto the lower back. So here you're going to come from about the rib cage up. You can take your hands across your hip chest or behind your head, and you're going to just kind of massage your upper back here. Okay, so you're going to do up and down a few times, and then stop. If you were wearing a sports bra, kind of at your sports bra line, your hands are going to go behind your head, and you can stretch back and then back up. So this is actually going to help stretch open the chest, which I'm going to explain in a minute why that's so important. And you can stay back here and go side to side. Now, here's the thing. So for a lot of us, where you might feel pain or where you might feel tightness is actually just a residual effect of something else. So sometimes we have lower back pain, not because we actually have a problem in our lower back, but because our hips are tight or our chest is tight. So if you don't have a roller, that's fine. You can do that little extension that I showed you. Use like a really dense pillow or some blankets folded up or something, or even a small ball. If you had it, you could use that as well. So if you feel like your upper back is tight, which actually probably happening, and obviously I don't know you, so I can't speak to this, but most people, because we're in that hunched over position, your upper back kind of seizes up because it's constantly trying to come back in opposition. So I would actually recommend stretching out your chest, the front of your shoulders, and you can do that using like a wall and just kind of stretch open your chest that way. See if that doesn't help your upper back. You want to stretch the front and strengthen the back. So we just did a couple of different movements to help stretch and strengthen the lower back. We're going to do one more. I'm going to do a bridge using the roller. So you can do bridges, and I did this the other day, on Monday I think. You can certainly do this without a roller. So a bridge is just going to be you lift and lower your hips, okay? But if you want to challenge here, take that roller behind your upper back and lift and lower your hips this way. You just want to make sure your head's in a neutral position. Okay, so you can lift, roll, lower. Lift, roll, lower. So basically, if you're dealing with any lower back issues, my recommendation is going to be that you stretch your chest, stretch your hips. You want to strengthen the muscles of your glutes and your upper back, and you might have some tight tissue adhesions, in which case you can use a foam roller or a ball or a stick or get a massage, whatever you have time for. But the most important thing is if you're sitting all day, your body's going to get stuck in that position. So anything you do outside of that, you want it to be the opposite. So anything that opens your chest, opens your hips, and engages those lazy muscles like your glutes and upper back that unfortunately don't get much work while you're sitting there. So if you're just joining, again, my name is Liz Barnett. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach. And that was just a few minutes of exercises, and I'm sweating and out of breath, right? So it all counts. It's all gonna be good exercise, even if it's not an hour-long workout, right? I am about to go teach a class, so I do have to head there. But I'm doing these 5-minute-a-day daily Periscope videos, Monday to Friday. I'm posting my schedule every day. So I wouldn't recommend popping it. I would recommend either seeing a doctor or a massage therapist, getting a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and you can massage around that area. That tends to get really sticky back there, so I totally know what you're talking about. But if you're just joining in, again, my name is Liz. You can replay this video for the next 24 hours in case you missed any of it. Posting Monday to Friday for the next 5 weeks. You're welcome. 5-minute daily movements. And again, my idea here is just that throughout this month, we all get a little crazy. It's busy with the holidays. You can take 5 minutes for yourself. If you've been following along, in January I'm going to be doing a 6-week remote group coaching program on creating healthy habits and finally getting results for those New Year's resolutions. So I am offering a free admission to that to anybody who participates fully for this whole 5 weeks. And in order to kind of track that, I'm giving out a daily code word. So if you're just joining, I haven't given the code word out today. And if you've missed the last ones, you would have to go back and watch them. But today's daily code word is 2. So I'll give you guys a break. The code words this week have been from Monday to today, the only way 2. So write that down, keep following along, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.